Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 9th and 10th of April 2023. Let's start with our session. Which institution released the World Energy Transitions Outlook 2023 report? So this report was recently released by the International Renewable Energy Agency, and according to the report, while significant progress has been made towards increasing our renewable energy generation, still the global energy transition is falling short of 1.5 degree Celsius pathway. Okay, what's inside the report is not at all relevant. Only thing you have to remember is this is a report from International Renewable Energy Agency, the headquarters of which lies in Abu Dhabi. Okay, now if we see a few important reports that were in news these days, the first is Technology and Innovation report. This was the report from United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Second is the Triple Threat report, and this was the report from the UNICEF, right? Also these days, utility bidder has released its deforestation report, in which India was placed at second position in terms of maximum deforestation. Fine. So India is the second largest country with deforestation, and which country has the highest rate of inflation and which country has the highest rate of deforestation? This is the country Brazil. Fine. Second is, which Indian state organized the Food Conclave 2023 brainstorming event? This Food Conclave 2023 is a 2-day event that was organized by Telangana government, and basically it will focus on agri-food sector and its challenges. So it is the inaugural edition of the state government's annual brainstorming event for the agri-food sector, and this event will bring together the top 100 agri-food industry thought leaders. Fine. So the host for this event is Telangana state. Now, a few days back, Chhattisgarh state government has launched the CM Vriksh Sampada Yojana, right? What was the aim behind this? So aim was to promote tree plantations across the state by providing financial assistance to the farmers and the land owners. Also, we have seen that the Andhra Pradesh state has recently passed a resolution to provide SC status to the Dalit Christians, right? And Tamil Nadu has recently released its state disaster management plan. Okay, who's the current chief minister of Tamil Nadu? This is Mr. M.K. Stalin. Also, which state is the host for ISSF World Cup Shooting Championship? So the venue for this event is Madhya Pradesh. Fine. Next is, which state or the union territory hosted the 5th International Conference on Disaster Resilient Infrastructure? So the 5th International Conference on Disaster Resilient Infrastructure is being organized this year in New Delhi. And the theme for this event is delivering resilient and inclusive infrastructure, pathways for risk-informed system, practices and investment. Also, you have to remember that $50 million Infrastructure Resilience Accelerator Fund was also announced last year. So which state is the host for this 5th International Conference on Disaster Resilient Infrastructure? Answer would be New Delhi. Now, if we talk about few important summits and the conferences, the second meeting of Startup 20 engagement group under India's G20 presidency was recently held in Gangtok in the state of Sikkim, right? Also, 23rd Commonwealth Law Conference was recently inaugurated in which state? Answer is Goa. Then Youth 20 India Summit was inaugurated in the state of Gujarat, and focus was climate change and disaster risk reduction, making sustainability a way of life. Only thing you have to remember is Youth 20 India Summit was inaugurated recently in the state of Gujarat. Now you have to tell me which Indian state was the host for the first culture working group meeting under India's G20 presidency. Do let me know in the comments. Next is Nathu is a mountain pass located in which state or the union territory. So this is a mountain pass in the Dongkya range of the Himalayas between Tibet and the Indian states of Sikkim and West Bengal. So basically a massive avalanche had hit the eastern Sikkim's Nathu area recently, and 7 tourists were killed and a dozen injured after this disaster. Right? So this Nathu is a mountain pass that lies in Sikkim state. Now if we talk about important bridges that were in news these days, so there is this Zuari bridge and it lies in Goa state. What is the important feature about Zuari bridge? It is the second longest cable stayed bridge. Fine. Now next is the Bogibeel bridge, and the Bogibeel bridge lies in the state of Assam. After that there is Siom bridge. Siom bridge was also in news few days back, and Siom bridge lies in Arunachal Pradesh. Fine. And talking about important passes of India, first is Umlingla Pass. It is the country's highest motorable pass, right? And this pass connects Leh to the Pangang Lake, right? Now second is Khardungla Pass, and it is the country's second highest motorable pass, and it connects the glaciers of Leh and Siachen. And during the winter, this pass is totally closed. Another very important pass is Lipu Lake, which is asked frequently in examination. Lipu Lake is situated in the state of Uttarakhand, and it links the Uttarakhand state to Tibet. Fine. Then another famous pass is Rohtang Pass, and it is situated in Himachal Pradesh state. Next is Banihal Pass. Banihal Pass lies in Jammu and Kashmir. Now you have to tell me in which state Jalipla Pass lie. Next is which country launched the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative. So Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative was launched by the country US to increase the Ukraine's capacity to defend itself from Russia's aggression. So under this initiative, $2.6 billion military aid package was announced by the US to the country Ukraine, and USAI means Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative is an authority under which the US procures the capabilities from industry. Okay, so here correct answer would be USA. Now if we talk about important international current affairs, can you tell me which country is the very first country in the world to bury the carbon dioxide beneath 1800 meters in the North Sea, and this carbon dioxide was also imported from some other country. So the first country to do so is Denmark. Okay, so Denmark is the very first country in the whole world to bury carbon dioxide inside the North Sea. Also, who is the new president of the country? Vietnam. So Vietnam has elected Mr. Vo Van Thuong as its new president. And who is the third vice president of Nepal who have been recently elected? This is Mr. Ram Sahaya Prasad Yadav, right? And who is the current president of Nepal? This is Mr. Ramchandra Paudel. Okay, you have to tell me who is the current prime minister of Nepal country. Next is Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell functions under the aegis of which union ministry? So this cell is the data backbone of the Union Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, and recently it celebrated its 22nd Foundation Day. So after the dismantling of administered pricing mechanism in petroleum sector, Oil Coordination Committee, that is OCC, was abolished and a new cell called as Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell was created, and it is effective from 1st of April 2002. Fine. So this cell functions under the aegis of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Next is Regiment of Artillery is the combat support arm of which armed force? So this is the combat support arm of Indian Army, and it is the second largest in size after the infantry regiment. So recently the Indian government gave the approval for the induction of women officers in this regiment. That's why it was in news. Fine. So Regiment of Artillery is the combat support arm of Indian Army. Next is, which is the headquarters of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation? So this organization was founded in 1969 to protect the interest of the Muslim world. And recently Indian government has criticized the OIC after the organization's secretariat issued the statement alleging the targeting of Muslim community in several states during Ram Navami processions. Okay, so the headquarters of OIC lies in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia was also in news because recently it has become the dialogue partner of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, also which is the 31st country to join NATO. This is the country Finland. Finland has recently become the 31st country to join NATO. Full form is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the headquarters lies in Brussels in Belgium. Okay. Next is Al-Aqsa Mosque, which was seen in the news recently, is in which country? So this mosque is a congregational mosque which is situated close to various historical and holy sites of Christianity and Judaism in the old city of Jerusalem. Why it was in news? Because clashes were reported in this site recently, and nearly 12 people were injured during the clashes in and around the mosque. Okay, so Al-Aqsa Mosque lies in the country Israel. Now last question is, when is the International Day of Conscience observed? So this day is observed every year on 5th of April, and it was established by United Nations General Assembly in the year 2019 to highlight the importance of human conscience. So Kingdom of Bahrain had submitted a draft resolution which was adopted by United Nations General Assembly. The title of this resolution was Promoting the Culture of Peace with Love and Conscience. Right? Now, if we talk about important days and themes, when do we observe the World Sparrow Day? So this day is observed every year on 20th of March. And what was the theme for this year? The theme was I Love Sparrows. Right? Now, when do we observe the World Water Day? It is observed every year on 22nd of March, and this year the theme is Accelerating the Change to Solve the Water and Sanitation Crisis. Right? Now you have to tell me, when do we observe the International Day of Forest? Do let me know in the comments, and also don't forget to mention its theme for the year 2023. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with our revision session, in which we are doing the current affairs revision for the month of February, and this is part 10 in this series. So today we'll be doing the questions from 136 up to question number 150. First is, what is the rate of inflation based on wholesale price index for the month of January 2023? So the annual rate of inflation based on wholesale price index is 4.73% for the month of January 2023. and this value was 4.95% in December 2022. So this decline in the rate of inflation was primarily contributed by the mineral oils, chemicals and the chemical product, textile, crude petroleum and natural gas, etc. Okay. Also don't forget, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade releases the index numbers of wholesale price in India on monthly basis. Fine. Kala Ghoda Art Festival, which was seen in the news recently, is held at which Indian city? So this festival was recently organized in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and this festival was held after 2 years at its iconic venue in Mumbai. And it includes a number of verticals such as children, food, dance, literature, etc. Okay. Which country awards the prestigious Wolf Prize? It is given by the country Israel every year, and the winners of the 2023 Wolf Prize were announced recently, and total 8 recipients come from 5 different countries, and 3 of the laureates are from the US. So this award is presented in the field of scientific and artistic achievement, and the scientific categories include, for example, medicine, agriculture, mathematics, chemistry and physics, while the art categories include painting and sculpting, music and architecture. Right? So this Wolf Prize is presented by the country Israel. Which country observed the anniversary of Stolen Generation Apology? Answer is Australia. Next is, which tech major is set to shift to the micro LED display technology? So micro LEDs are self-illuminating diodes that have the brighter and better color reproduction than the organic light emitting diode display technology. And currently Apple is working on this display technology, and it plans to implement on future watch models starting in 2024, and then further it intends to expand it to the phones and desktop. Fine. So here it is Apple. Next is Khanan Prahari application, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which union ministry? Actually, government has launched a mobile application named as Khanan Prahari and a web application, coal mine surveillance and management system, for reporting unauthorized coal mining activities. And objective of this application was to detect participation against illegal mining by receipt of the citizens' complaints through mobile application. So this application belongs to Ministry of Mines. Saur Revolution, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which country? Saur Revolution was launched by the People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan in the year 1978. Why? To overthrow Afghan President Mohammad Daoud Khan, who had set up an autocratic one-party system. Fine. And this Saur Revolution is also known as April Revolution. So this revolution is related to the country Afghanistan. Article 93 of the Indian Constitution, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with the appointment of which position? So Article 93 of the Indian Constitution mandates the election of the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha, which is the second highest ranking legislative official in the House of the People. Why it was in news? Because Supreme Court recently issued the notices to the center and 5 states over the failure to elect a deputy speaker. Which are these 5 states? Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Jharkhand. Which union ministry released the draft Geoheritage Site and Georelics Bill? Answer is Ministry of Mines. So this bill was released recently by the Ministry of Mines for public suggestion, and it has the provisions concerning the declaration, preservation, protection and maintenance of our geoheritage sites and the georelicts of national importance. So basic objective is to promote research, education and awareness about these sites. Which state recently approved competitive examination ordinance to prevent unfair means in recruitment? This is Uttarakhand. And the objective of the ordinance is to prevent the offences that adversely affect the process of competitive examination, and that's why anti-cheating law has the provisions providing hefty fines of 10 crore rupees and life imprisonment for the guilty. Okay. Next is Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam was a militant organization formed in which country? So this is known as Tamil Tigers also, and it was a militant organization in Sri Lanka that fought for an independent Tamil state called Tamil Eelam. So it was founded in the year 1976. Who coined the term Bimaru, the acronym for Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh? So this term Bimaru was coined by the late demographer Mr. Ashish Bose in a paper that was presented to the former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. And Bimaru states are those that are considered to be lagging behind in the overall economic growth and basic amenities like education and healthcare. Okay, which states comes under Bimaru? Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Kuradian calendula, which was seen in the news recently, belongs to which species? So this is a new species of butterfly fish belonging to the genus Kuradian, and recently it was discovered in the Australian waters. Lumpy skin disease occurs prevalently in which species or the group? So lumpy skin disease is a virus illness that affects our cattle, and it basically reduces the milk production, weight loss and our welfare issues of cattle are also hampered. National Productivity Council is an autonomous government body under which union ministry? Basically, National Productivity Day is observed every year on 12th of February, and it is coordinated by the National Productivity Council, which is an autonomous government body that comes under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So on this day, NPC was formed in the year 1958. Why? To promote the productivity culture in India. Fine. So these are the next 15 questions from the month of February, and tomorrow we'll continue it from here and we'll cover the question from 151 up to question number 165. Fine. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minuz Hatsana signing off.